things that I've said, just a role of being able to be a switch defender, the versatility of moving up and guarding bigger guys and even guarding down, the way he's able to move his feet on that side of the ball. And then shooting being at a premium in this league, especially for a guy that is 6'10", like that is really, really helpful. And what I really enjoy too about his game is what he does when he doesn't have the ball in his hands. You know, he doesn't just stand, like he's moving, he's cutting, he's crashing for boards. So just keeping those extra possessions alive, putting us in the best position every game to be successful. You need that out of all those guys. So there's a lot of IQ there that we like, and those are some of the things that I see.
Landry, kind of going a little bit bigger picture there. I'm sorry.
You're good, go ahead.
How does drafting Zaccharie kind of affect your plans, short-term, long-term, like going with a wing instead of a big there? Just how does this all kind of affect those different plans that you have?
You know, having this pick, it wasn't necessarily about any direction. I think that we took this as an opportunity to get who we felt was the best player in the draft. And that's a player that we weren't going to sit and project what the roster would look like at the end of the day. We just felt like this is a guy that, no matter what really the roster looks like, we can build with.
Yes, Landry, Michael with AJC. He's just 19 years old, and every prospect has things that need to work on, but what do you see as his NBA ready skills? Like, how can he help you guys, you think, right now?
Shooting. That looks pretty good from what we've seen. And then I do think, defensively, he'll have to get stronger and take contact, but he plays with contact, and we've seen him play through contact. So early on, players that are able to get on the floor typically impact the defensive side, but with him to have kind of both, it's something that should be good for him.
Landry, Terrell Thomas, These Urban Times. Have you had a moment?
There you are, right in front.
Have you had a moment yet this evening to speak with Coach Snyder? And if so, what were his thoughts on the pick overall? And we've seen over the last 2 seasons, of course, the first 2 picks have come from France. They've been international players. So what does that say overall about where the international game is going?
Yeah, I mean, I never want to speak for Quinn, but throughout this process, he's been an incredible support and partner. Great to get his thoughts on all these players, and I know he's thrilled at the end of the day with Zach. And as far as the game globalizing, I mean, you saw a lot of players here taken in the first round. I think it was 4 players from France, alone. So that's unique, that's special, and it's just great for the game at large. And it makes me happy. It makes our travel a lot more fun too.
Hey Landry, it's Jamila Johnson with ATL Hawks fans. We saw a picture of you, Quinn, and Kyle in France, and just wondering, just to confirm, were you looking at Zaccharie there, and were you also, did you want to confirm, to bring him in for a workout after that as well?
Yeah, we were definitely there to see him, and we obviously weren't being bashful about it, but it was a moment, not necessarily to confirm any scheduling or stuff, but at that time too, when we got the number 1 pick, he was still playing. Not a lot of guys were still playing, so decided to take that trip, go see him and catch him, and then come back to the States.
And also, I just wanted to ask you, when you're deciding on who to pick at number 1, does the fact that a player may not want to be here in Atlanta, or an agent says something about them not wanting to be here, does that play into which you're going to pick and who you decide on picking?
That's a good question, and no, not at all. At the end of the day, there's enough information on all these guys to make a well and informed decision, and even so, still with other things that transpired through this draft process, we still felt Zach was the best.
Landry, how much fun was it to pick at number 1? As far as, I know it's been different picking at any other time, so you get the first pick.
Yeah.
So it's all on you. So did you enjoy it?
Oh, it was a hell of a time, frankly. We all enjoyed it. The time that we had beforehand was awesome. We had an unbelievable moment with one of our staff members, Zach Walsh, throughout this process, and him being able to call in the pick, I think is really, really, really neat and really special for not just him, but for this organization, somebody that's been here as long as he has and seen as many things as he has. For him to take a part of that whole process, I think it's just an opportunity with number 1, right, where those are the things that make it really fun. It's of course picking the player, but when you have those type of opportunities to honor a number of staff members that we have, that's really special and fun. Yeah. I mean, that and the pick for sure, but that was a real cool moment.
I know it's really early. Have you thought about any sort of off-season plan for him? Given that you said earlier he played later into the summer than most of these guys, does that affect the way that you would handle him over the summer? Summer league, all those things?
You know, we'll take it into account, but we'll get him out here hopefully by tomorrow. And then we'll already have sort of a development plan for him ready to rock.
Just two quick questions. With the Zach Wash, how did that decision come about? Like, how did you pick him to make the call and that kind of stuff?
Well, he's been here for a long time. He's been with a number of different teams and individuals in the organization. And I think, frankly, at the end of the day, what he embodies as a member of this organization was something that was neat and special for us to honor in that moment. And to have the number one pick and look at the types of people, whether you're a player, coach, or staff member, come in, it was just really cool to stand up there with him and say, like, hey, this is a great example of everything that I'm talking about with that Hawks DNA and somebody who absolutely loves their craft. So it's just a cool moment for him.
And when you take a player at number one, there's always the expectation of him being an immediate impact player, face of the franchise. I mean, do you see that in Zaccharie? And I mean, he's only 19 years old too. I mean, do you see that potential and being a starter and impact this year?
It's hard to project out in terms of playing minutes and all that stuff, but of course we want him to be the absolute best player he can be. Now, how we're defining franchise player, I'll leave that to you. But there's nobody that wants to see him succeed more than us, and we're going to absolutely set him up to do that.
Thank you, David.
All right, thanks everyone.